is dual wielding.
Boy.
Just walk over a weapon you want to dual wield.
Shift it a little bit. Yeah, that actually looks all right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Swole Show, where we as gamers we get swole. God. All these like really warped camera angles because I'm using a weird tripod. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah, I accidentally had it on. I was doing some tweaking. I have a Twitch profile set up for Restream, but I'm trying to decide how deep to get into this. Essentially, it makes the editing and exporting the podcast a lot faster if I record in 1080 instead of 1440. Because then Premiere doesn't have to transcode the resolution. But so I was on that OBS profile making some tweaks and forgot to change it back. So that's a whoopsie. That's a whoopsie on my part. If anyone is from Bruce's stream, I apologize for the accidental alarm. I went into his stream or his chat and apologized. So a little oversight on my part, and I texted him. As usual, Bruce is real chill about it. So, lolly ho, Una. That reminds me, I gotta get back to Final Fantasy 14, man. There's raids to do. There's extremes to clear. Did you tell him? Yeah, I just texted him. He doesn't care. Or rather, he was just real chill about it. Also, it's real hot in LA. Heat wave again this weekend. Great. Buska, thank you for the resub. Alex, it's time to get fit. It is indeed. What'd you do to Bruce? Oh man. There's gonna be like a rolling... I'm gonna have to rolling explain this to people for the next hour, I think. I accidentally went live on Restream. So I accidentally streamed a couple of clips to his channel. And it sent out a notification to his followers, and you know. All around not the best look, but hey, it's okay. We're gonna get swole now. I realize like this camera angle's kind of off because I'm like looking away. It should be like this, but I guess I could just flip the webcam. Why am I getting ideas? Why am I doing this? It's gonna make everyone. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and it's gonna be great. And boom, there we go. Now I'm squatting towards the video game, and my entire world has been. Yeah, I accidentally pranked Bruce's stream. There's a whoopsie. Yeah. Am I feeling better? Yes, and Steph's feeling better too. I think we just both got like a weird bug that like affected us in different ways. Because Steph just felt kind of crummy for a day, and then it passed. I had like weird stomach cramps all day. So I don't know what's going on. It's mostly passed now though. And yeah, no, I texted Bruce. He's real chill about it. And I also went into Restream and changed some settings to make sure I don't do that again. Basically, like, put a little safety net for myself. So, there was some movement, Borden, for sure. Some gastrointestinal movement.
Let's get warmed up.
Never heard her say it like that before.
To touch the ring con.
Had your first therapy session today? That's awesome, York. Glad to hear it. I guess you're already kind of jiving with your therapist.
Right.
I feel like that's a big deal. Oh, hold on a second.
Next.
Can I pause this? Ooh, I just skipped it. No. Okay, well, whatever. It should be more like that. So I'm not like, no, I'm still leaning back. Did I do it the wrong way? I did. There we go. Okay. It's hard leveling things that don't have a level in them. There we go. What happened with Bruce? Yes! I will never, ever, ever, for 5 minutes, not have to re-explain this. Maybe I need to set up a command. I accidentally went live on Restream. That's it. That's all. Yeah. Ooh, I'm going left now. Maybe I should go back and knock out some quests. I don't know. I'm gonna play Avengers, but I only want to play Tony Hawk. I play Tony Hawk. I'm gonna try to get a review out for Avengers tomorrow. The game's not very good. Not right now. Actually, wait, a day one patch probably hit today, so I might check that out later, but... Oh, man. There's a lot of opportunity left on the table with that game. I will ask you anything. Dashley? Oh, no. We've got a running character now. The running beauty of the forest. Oh god. This dude's extorting hot tips from me. Alright, fine. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 went live with no private multiplayer lobbies? I don't know, I'm just not, like... I'm not super amped about Tony Hawk 1 and 2. I feel like I played those games. I don't know. I'm also old, and I'm getting a little burned out on re-releases, and we're not even remotely done with people HDifying old games, so I'm just like, I'd rather play something new. That's just me, though. That's just me. Skate 4. Gotta stop calling it Skate 4. Until EA calls it Skate 4, it's only gonna hurt you to call it Skate 4. I'm scared. I'm scared when people call it Skate 4. Let's see. I'm curious now. Oh yeah, forgot. I got stat points. Oh, look at that attack power, though! Look at that attack power! I mean, it's not SK4TE either. All they said was Skate is coming back. And, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, we all need to be a little more like, maybe a little more insistent about, ooh, that sounds nice. A little more literal about what we hear from game companies, because for all we know, this could be a mobile game called Skate. You know, it could be a remake. All they said was Skate was coming back, and they didn't show anything. No logos, no gameplay, no prototypes, nothing. Just Skate as a brand may exist again in the future. Ugh, that stuff makes me real scared. Make sure you spec in the extra skill slots. Yeah, I already bought one, and I could see how they would help a lot too. Because it's like, since all the attacks are on cooldown, the more skill slots you have, the more options. And then you can stay in the higher damage skills more often. I need to make some smoothies too. Skate 2068, yes. Actually, there was a hoverboard extreme sports game for Dreamcast that I remember very fondly. Trick Style, maybe? I think there was another one. Make smoothies, that's what we need. In interviews, I read that it said it isn't mobile, but that it's EA, so that could change. Well, that's good. I guess it could still be a remake or a downloadable scope game. But yeah, that's good. It's good that they definitively said it's not a mobile title. Yeah, Avengers got that 18GB patch. There are issues with Marvel's Avengers that are deeper than a bug fix or a day one patch can fix. Far deeper. Basically, the combat's not good. the combat system's kind of busted. And the only way it scales up in difficulty is by them just throwing assloads of beam-shooty robots at you. So it's like the combo system doesn't matter if there are 18 ranged robots all firing at you all the time. I'll get into it in my review, I guess, but yeah. There's issues with that game. It not being finished is one of the big ones. It not really having... It makes pretty poor use of the Marvel license. The campaign content starts off good, but ends very, very badly. The story is not good. It's like, I wasn't a big fan of Marvel's Spider-Man in terms of story. This is even worse in terms of just kind of cramming a bunch of comic book platitudes together and calling it a story. Anyway, that's just me. That's just me. I obviously wouldn't want to... Seems like people are having fun with it, and that's fine. But I think it's really going to come down. It's really just going to come down to like how much do you want to be Captain America? You know, that's it. If you want to pay the money just to run around as Cap and like beat some robots up, it does that. So it hits that minimum of letting you see Marvel heroes dance around on screen. But sucks that Marvel dropped the ball. This isn't on Marvel. All they did was license. I guess maybe you could argue they chose their business partners, but I think it's more like really what it feels like to me is since this is a big property and a big game launch, they just had to get it out before next gen. They had to get it out on current consoles because if it was next year, then it would be messy. Like they'd have to put out 2 versions of the game, and it would be they'd split their audience. And now at least they can start building a games as service platform. If people give it enough of a chance. Wish they gave the Avengers license to Platinum instead. Yeah, Platinum can't afford that. Platinum can't afford that. It would have to be through a major publisher down to Platinum. And who has Platinum worked with before? They worked with Capcom a lot. But Capcom can't afford the Marvel license either. I mean, look at Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Like they could barely afford to make that game. So I think next gen will be better. In terms of what? Yeah, Ultimate Alliance 3. It's weird. I would not have thought that there would become a day when I would recommend Ultimate Alliance 3 over a new AAA game, but here we are. And that's kind of how I feel. Ultimate Alliance 3 at least doesn't make pretenses about being a game you're going to play forever. And there's more like cameos and side mentions and stuff in it. So I feel like it makes better use of the property. Oh, this way, when it's flipped too, now I actually mirror the action on screen. Perfect. Use my Prime to simp for Candle Cam. That should be coming back later. Yeah, exactly. Ultimate Alliance 3 has plenty of content and characters that make it a fun romp for Marvel fans, for sure. Is follow remote still on? Maybe. Let me turn that off. Until I get spammed. There we go. Thank you for your simping, Teardrops on Mars. Yakuza Ted and Sponge Blake, thank you guys for the Prime subs. I will collect all these tokens. Oh, do you think Avengers Next Gen will be better? I mean, if Square has the bank account to stick with it, the game will be better in a year. Performance-wise, I had a lot more fun with it on PC than on PS4, so that helps too. I think games like that, like character action games, benefit a lot from better frame rates. That game was just... That said, even on PC, the game would just drop to like 5 frames a second sometimes, especially during the ending sequence. Some of those super moves that kicked up a lot of clutter would just randomly sometimes chug the game engine down. So who knows? Maybe there's a day one patch that fixes that. I'm just kind of baffled. Like, the press... All the reviews and like in-process reviews I've seen of that game seem to be pretty positive on it. And I'm just like, I don't understand how. I feel like everybody's cutting that game a lot of slack because of Marvel. Which I guess the audience is going to as well, so... I'm just kind of baffled that people who have finished the campaign still think the campaign is like good front to back. It starts off really well, so maybe that's it. It just kind of like... gives you a good impression, and then that kind of sticks out through the whole game. Oh man, Yakuza, you're talking about the classics, Wizards and Warriors on NES? Yeah, that game's impossible. Juice! What? Ring raise combo. Ring kind of up and down in time with the rhythm. Ooh. I'm getting all these freaking, look at these sky-high attack ratings on these moves! Spider-Man only on PlayStation is kind of bullshit? Yes. Yes, it is. Also, I don't know how they're going to keep adding characters. Because every character gets their own room on the, like, helicarrier deal. Maybe they'll just, like, put them sitting on a box somewhere. So I guess that makes sense. Strider, you know it, man. I gotta get Geralt cosplay. I want to be New Dante. And now I gotta be V, right? When are we getting more Fat Geralt? Should be today. Let's see. Let me think about it. Paradise Killer's out. So I might play that a little bit. I think since I've done such a bad job executing on Witcher Week, that I'll just move Witcher Week to next week. But I gotta look up releases for that week too. I thought that the week would be clear, but then I got sick and Stephanie got sick and life gets in the way. Yeah, they can always just build out more rooms on the helicopter for sure. The helicarrier. Alright. No, not Rip. Witcher Week, not Rip. It's coming back. I never complete Rip on Witcher Week. Let's see. Overhead bend is really good for me though, so I'm gonna keep that. Excited for updated Witcher with ray tracing? I mean, I'll probably be done with that game by the time that happens. I would be, but there's no way in hell. Also, yeah, Nier Automata's back there. I have a ton of games on the backlog. Also, actually, hold on a second. Wait. You guys ready? You guys ready for the unboxing to end all unboxings, or unenveloping? Also, this is ironic, considering I was just complaining, or not properly complaining, about Nintendo not making their games available digitally, but boom! It's backwards because the webcam's flipped, but the magic has arrived. Oh, somebody tucked in a Walmart receipt. Well, that's nice. What we got here? Proof of purchase. Arizona. Wii U game, $29.96. Wait, this game only costs $30? Shit, I got ripped off. I think I paid almost that much for it used. Well, that's good. What's the date on this? Oh, 2015. Holy crap. July 29th, 2015. I used to do this. I would tuck my my sales receipt into the case. This is, you can tell when somebody like loves games because they like respect every part of the packaging. The case is in good condition, the disc is flawless, like all that stuff. Yeah, ooh. Oh, that's pristine. This came from a loving home, and I appreciate that. But yeah, Nintendo shut down the Wii U eShop, so thanks for that, Nintendo. Just like they're gonna sell that stupid Mario game for like a couple months and then take it down. What the fuck is that? Jesus, Nintendo. It's almost like they have like a whole think tank dedicated to coming up with ideas that make no sense and just piss everybody off. I mean, they just never played it? How dare you? How dare you even imply that somebody might not play the masterpiece that is Sonic Boom? Yeah, it's Disney Vault shit, for sure. You give that Disc It's Forever home? I'm gonna probably send it along once I finish it. I don't want this stuff in my house.
Squeeze!
Yes, thank you, John Man. This game was loved and played very much. My Batman Arkham Knight copy still has the receipt from 2015? Hell yeah. I think Arkham Knight, I remember the moment when I was like, I don't think I can 100% this. I was like getting Riddler trophy and it's like, I can't. There's other games I need to play. I think that was the exact moment I gave up on 100%ing even games that I really like. I feel like if they released digital ports of GameCube games from modern consoles, they'd kill it. They would, just cream. But you know what they wouldn't be able to do is manufacture a new release for the holiday. Nintendo tricks are pretty well established, and they like to hit the same well a lot. They're just doing the Mario All-Stars thing again. They just called it that. They put out All-Stars as a way to ship more Super Nintendo. Ugh. It wasn't like some fucking, I don't know, people get really weird about that stuff. All right. All right, let's get squatting. Maybe turn this down a little bit. The Viking funeral of eBay sales. No, I'm gonna give it away to somebody in chat.
Great. Let's go.
This is my goal with the stream. Is like if I ever play a physical game, I just want to give the physical game away at the end of it, with like.
Slowly repeat the swap.
Okay, cool. Oh wait, shoot! I forgot. Forgot to drink my sesame drink. Nintendo anti-gamer. Nintendo's very good about making money. Sometimes that turns out being anti-gamer. But like, I don't know, man, it's all connected. Nintendo makes more money, they can greenlight more games, and they make more games, so. They removed So Long Gay Bowser? What? When did they do that?
Check the enemy's color, then select the skill.
Oh, do you want to have wide squat slotted in? I guess not. When they released the second version of 64 back in the 90s? Really? Huh. Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that. Because they put out that remake of 64 for DS, right? Was it in that? What? This is weird. This feels like a Space Channel 5 move now. All right. Interesting. It's like interval cardio. All right. Boy, this. Jesus. Whew.
Warrior 3
Oh boy, all right.
Then slowly. Slowly return to the starting position. Maintain your balance and avoid tilting your body.
Dang it.
Bend a little more.
Dude.
And return.
Little wiggly, little wiggly.
With your legs bent slightly, squeeze. Keep going. Select a skill.
Oh wait, there's white squat.
Flank squat.
I guess white squat is not 5. I thought it was. Oh, whatever.
Okay, let's go. Move the tips of your toes firmly outward. Very nice.
Yeah, this isn't the right camera angle at all for white squat. Boom. Need to show off them trunks.
Great. Nicely done. All right. Excellent. Wonderful. Fantastic.
Donations inbound, man, I
That was
wish.
epic.
Yeah. Gotta earn my himbo money. Damn it. The like little hinge on this webcam is getting so loose. There we go. It doesn't get you shredded, yes. This game will not get you shredded. If you want to get shredded, you'll have to focus on diet. Like really, really focus on diet and then do some weightlifting to get that muscle tone. This game will start you on the path of fitness, but it is not a solution unto itself. Pretty much nothing is. Fitness, unfortunately, is a lifestyle. It's a whole series of behaviors that you have to impose on yourself gradually. But this is a good start. the way it usually works is like you work out really hard. The game tells you burn 200 calories, and then later you're looking like a candy bar. It's like 380 calories, and it becomes much harder to be okay just quietly eating that when you behold the amount of work it takes to get rid of it. Oh, dang it. Ah. Hey, what's up, tallest boy? I'm gonna get gains, I swear to God.
This will be weird.
Actually,
But press me on your ass and put the upper body down.
Ring Fit's not so much about gains. It's really just me playing a video game.
Hey, watch out.
Yeah.
Lower your
And then also getting just a teensy bit more calorie burn. My goal is to just end every day in a calorie deficit so I can, gotta get, there we go. Trying to finally lose that gamer bloat. That big gamer puff. Get out of here. Oh, King, you're at 1,000 calorie deficit? Yeah, that's about as lean as you can cut it. Ugh. I'm at about 1,000, around 1,000 myself. Probably more like 800 if I'm realistic. Yeah, you can get down to 1,000 calorie deficit. You just gotta, it really does require retooling your whole diet. You can't get there, I don't think, by eating the same trash, just less of it. You need to, like, requires a ton of vegetables, ton, to mitigate hunger pain. And then also just really kind of telling your body to ignore hunger to a degree. And also caffeine, sweet, blessed caffeine. Oh, hey, Dr. Sinwar, good to see you. Using a drum for playing taiko was much more of a workout than I thought it'd be. Yeah. For me, it's like drumming in a rock band.
Okay, good.
No! Dang it.
You did it.
Oh, fuck, it's so hot. Difficulty. Maximum difficulty. What's caffeine's effect? Hunger suppression and energy. Oh, what? Father Amish, thank you for the donation. Damn, dude. Oh, also, hold on, I gotta update that. My G Fuel code is now 30% off. So if you need caffeine, I can get it to you for cheap. I know a guy. I gotta update this. But yes, I've certainly used, like, these are the techniques that work for me. I don't know that they'll work for everyone, but for me, when I was really trying to train my body to ratchet down my calorie intake, there'd be times where I would be like hungry or snackish. Like I'd have my breakfast, 200 calories or so. I'd have like a lean protein, a couple hours later, like an egg, one egg, then some vegetables. And then around like 1 or 2 o'clock is when I would have like my afternoon caffeine, either coffee or G Fuel. And just that would make my body think that it had enough power to go. And then I get hungry again around 4 or 5. That's when I can have another 300 or 400 calorie meal. So for me also, ratcheting down my calorie intake is kind of about just like putting calories in my body further and further into the day, so that if I do it right, then I can end the day with like maybe 120 calories to go, and then I can have like some yogurt before I go to sleep. You know, make sure that I don't have any hunger. I can just drift right off to sleep. It's pretty great. Oh, how I make my cold brew? You can just buy a cold brew infuser. They're pretty cheap. And then all you do is just put coffee grounds in it and let it steep in water for 24 hours. Dang it. The tutorial covered up the... Oh, thank you, SUV. I could be more committed. Yesterday my stomach was feeling really bad, so I put Taco Bell in it. The best idea. It actually worked. There's something about, like, fast food is kind of engineered to be as easily digestible as possible. But yes, there's also hydration mixes on G Fuel's website. Good for hangovers, or if you just want a cheap replacement for sports drinks, it's pretty good for that. Duke Atreides. G Fuel is not a protein supplement. Healthier version of energy drink is the good way to think about it. Mostly because it's sugar-free. Most of them are sugar-free, sweetened with sucralose, aka Splenda, but it's caffeine. It's just caffeine. There's a bunch of other stuff in there, vitamins, vitamin mix and stuff like that to aid concentration, but caffeine is mostly what does it all. Hugh Ho laughs. Thank you for the prime. STV, thank you for the sub and the cheer. It's pretty good. There's a lot of good flavors there. Fast food always fucks my stomach. I have once every few years when I'm out of options. Oh, okay, maybe that's it. I still have the gut flora to process cardboard and sugar. Oh, this is a fun exercise.
Super energetic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, get into the groove. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Halfway there. 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 20 more. 1, 1, 2.
We're gonna...
2, 1, 2. Big.
Yeah. Just give me a second.
1, 2.
Dang it. I need a breather. Yeah, it's a lot of reps because I'm on the hardest difficulty. You can set difficulty in this game. Okay. Okay.
Super energetic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 10 more. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, 5 more. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2.
Hiya.
After.
Well,
Keep squeezing.
it's a big boy. Dang it, I should have done Warrior 3 first. Then I could do both sides.
Side reps.
What level difficulty is the hardest? 30. Pretty sure it's 30. There we go. Dang it. It's really hard to nestle it right in there. There we go. hand grips are sweaty. Stop it.
Okay. Amazing. Yes. Yes. Me. Hooray.
I can usually do pretty well
Fine work.
holding it with one hand. Ugh.
Excellent. Keep it up. Okay. Awesome. Easy. Perfect. Very nice. Sharp. Good job. Great. All right. Fantastic. Well done. Nice. All right. Wonderful. Very nice. Excellent.
Adrenal fatigue.
Keep it up.
I'm not familiar with that.
Well done.
Ran into it myself after a large loss, utilizing coffee for
Keep going.
appetite suppression.
Fantastic.
Maybe?
Come on.
How much coffee were you drinking?
Your muscles look so happy.
Final cloud. Well, yeah, I don't know if I do try to disclose this as much as I can. I am not a nutritionist, nor am I a fitness expert. So, good enough. What works for me, or the things that I say, may not be the most optimal way to achieve a life of happiness or of health. I'm certainly not trying to position myself as a fitness guru or guide. So, coffee poisoning? Oy. Ketsuo, you're working out? Nice, dude. Let's get it together. The longer we as gamers are on this earth, the more video games we can play. That's interesting. You can do more squats than you technically need to. Otter, you getting into this game? Recently I had to go to the ER and had my heart put back in rhythm by defib. I was abusing Adderall and marijuana. Heart went into fibrillation. Jesus. Otter, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I feel like the Adderall was probably what fucked your heart. But certainly, you're okay now though? I'm very glad to hear that. Yeah, some light cardio. Sounds like it might get your ticker back on track. But yeah, take care of yourself. I'm very glad to hear you're doing better. Man, I really hope within our lifetimes we'll be able to appreciate how truly fucked it was that we gave a bunch of kids Adderall.
Now turn your exercise into experience.
And that, like,
with a victory pose.
God, drug companies are actual evil. Like comic book villains sometimes.
Squat power, but don't overextend yourself. Release victory.
Their culpability in the opioid crisis is just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. That's America though, I guess.
Lightly cover the IR motion camera with the pad of your right thumb as shown. Measuring. Please do not move your thumb.
Henry Rollins was a test subject of Ritalin. God. It's not hard to see why that man is so pissed off for decades. Ooh, I am damp. I was gonna do 2, but it's too hot today. It's already getting too hot. Yeah, no, Henry Rollins is amazing. I've been slowly picking through a book of his like collected poetry, which is basically like whatever he would jot down in like notebooks and stuff while he was on tour with Black Flag. It's, you know, some of it is like edgy boy stuff, which is Henry Rollins, you know, young Henry Rollins. Of course, it's going to be that, but it's pretty great. because, well, it's not great, don't get me wrong, but like, basically you can see the death of his friend, his treatment by LAPD, and how he like, you can see his grieving process, and the anger and hatred that all that shit put into him, in addition to what he already had. So it's interesting to see him go from like just angry young white dude, just like, I am flame, I will destroy your world, I am broken, all this stuff, into like, the second he like undergoes that loss, all that stuff gets tabled, and then he immediately like starts writing about, I don't want to say that like suffering made his expression real, because it was real before, but it started hitting me a lot harder than it used to. Once he started speaking meaningfully about his loss and his grief, as opposed to just being angry and young.
Static stretching. You won't need the ring pump. Be mindful of your body and stretch within the range of your ability. Use your right hand to pull back the fingers of your left hand. While arching back your left wrist, stretch your left arm forward.
We're circusing
Now do the
today.
same on the opposite
Coffee
side.
poisoning had because they had a flight from America to Japan. They stayed up drinking coffee and spent another 6 hours up drinking it because they were in the musical. Didn't want to miss the rehearsal. Whoa. Holy crap. Okay, that's a lot. Yeah,
Bring yourself
I've used
back
coffee to
slowly.
like adjust to new time zones. Pretty. The clinical application of coffee is
And
an
pull down
amazing
your
thing.
left elbow.
Or tea. Or
Stretch
G
your
Fuel.
upper arms while pulling your elbow
30%
down.
off. gfuel.com. G Fuel command and chat. Kenny KO, thank you for gifting a sub.
Now do the same on the opposite side.
Oh, this camera angle's just for when I'm working out, Red.
Be careful not to let your head fall forward.
Well, yeah, tallest boy, that's a way to look at it. Fitness isn't about just building muscle mass, though.
Bring yourself back slowly. Join your hands together in front of you.
It's nice to have functional
Position
strength.
your glutes as if you're going to sit down, then stretch your hands forward. Bring yourself back slowly.
You're worried about your heart because you're a fat boy? That's a good
Right
motivation.
leg forward and put your hands on your hips. Bend your right knee and stretch out your left calf.
It's pretty wild just how, like, immediately a ton of health factors evaporate into thin air once you get below a certain weight.
Now switch legs.
It's a fucking cruel twist of nature.
Stretch slowly and do your best.
Everything
not
in
to
our
bend.
hearts and our minds and our bodies drives us to put on fat to enhance our survivability, but every last ounce of that becomes a huge
Bring
liability
yourself back slowly.
once you cross 40 years old.
Widen your stance. Place
This
your
game
hands
kills my
on your
post-herniated
knees
disc back, but I
and
really
drop
want to
your
play it.
hips. Rotate your
Well,
left shoulder inward.
There
and
are
squeeze your
modes
left hip
where you
forward.
don't run in place, and to a degree you can slot in the exercises you want. So you can work around any injuries you may have
Return to facing
by
forward.
using
Now
motions
stretch
that
your
don't
right
stress
hip
it.
too.
That said, the beginning of the game you don't necessarily have a lot of options because you unlock different attacks as you go. So, oh, you messed with the settings some? That's good to hear. Yeah, teardrops.
Bring yourself back
I
slowly.
have so much empathy for people who have chronic
Your
injury.
stretching is complete. Good job.
It's what kind of pisses me off when people get judgmental about body weight. It's like, oh, look at this fat ass. Put down the Twinkies, fat ass. It's like, dude, you have no idea. You have no idea what they've done, how hard they've tried, what their life circumstances are, what food culture they grew up in. I can't tolerate that shit. Oh. How many injuries do I have now? The only one that I think is still kind of lingering is I'm pretty sure I tore a muscle in my back when I was in my motorcycle wreck. They said something about that when I was getting my x-rays done, but they were also very dismissive of it. Not in the bad way. They were more like, it's torn, it's just gonna be that way. Like, they pretty much said there's nothing that can be done about that. So I have this like recurring issue in this cluster of muscles right here. It's actually below these muscles. It's kind of deep in there. It tends to knot up all the time and get like it just gets tight. The problem is when it's tight, I don't feel it, but then it kind of radiates out. Once that tightens up, it starts making other things tighten up to adjust, and it just creates this whole ricochet problem. So I've been working really hard on pounding that exact thing, trying to loosen it out. I can't tell if it's just going to be that way forever, or if I adjust my posture and really, really, really work on it, that I can get it back to a good functioning state. Is the fall from the roof fixed? Yeah, that didn't really, that was just a scar on my eyebrow. That cleared up in like a week. What are some whole grains? There's a bunch. There are probably more edible grains than you realize. So if you're looking for some variety, here are some of the options available. Amaranth. I didn't know that that was a thing. I thought that was a streamer. Barley, buckwheat, bulgur, oats, quinoa, rice, rye, sorghum, spelt, teff, wheat, and wild rice. They each have a different flavor, so give them a try. I was raised Jehovah's Witness and it destroyed me. My childhood was non-existent and pasta and ice cream was there for me. Yes. Latchkey kids? I was kind of one of those too. Both my parents worked. I got off school. Not to mention that like food was just not culturally important in our household. So I would feed myself when I got home. And as a, starving kid, you go for like the most calorie dense things. So I remember I would come home and I would make like a tall glass of chocolate milk, like tall glass. God, it had to be at least like 1,000 calories in that cup alone. And then like a big ass peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So like my after school snack was probably like 1,200 calories just because I was hungry all the time. And I didn't know anything about calories. So, or like filling my body with the right kinds of calories just wasn't a thing that I even thought about. And in that environment too, when you don't taste good food at home, the best tasting food you ever have is fast food. My hometown also didn't have any like restaurants. It had one actual restaurant, and it was Mexican. It was like Tex-Mex. So it was fried, and then there was cheese on top of everything. So there just wasn't it wasn't until I moved to Dallas and lived there for a couple of years and was able to save up any amount of money that I actually had a decent meal for like maybe the first time in my life. I feel bad saying that. I don't mean it was like a particular failing of my parents. They didn't, they tried their best. They weren't on that wavelength either. So there's just so much about food culture in America that drives people to be fat. And then we try to make it like a personal responsibility thing. I mean, to some degree it is. You have to take the initiative once you discover there's a problem, but so much about the way people are raised, I understand. Like you don't even know there's a problem. And then it creates this whole shame thing in people's heads when they weren't even equipped to deal with the problem in the first place. It's such a shitty fucking trap. Otter, thank you for the resub. Boone, thank you for the sub. That was fast. After mom died, dad stuck to Hamburger Helper and Sloppy Joe's. Just easy and cheap for the kids. For sure. Shit, man. When your dad's dealing with grief and he's got to work and he's got to raise kids, something's got to give. He's not going to be home roasting asparagus every night. So sometimes just keeping kids alive is the best you can hope for, and I appreciate that too. As someone not in the U.S., it's insane the culture of going for takeaway and Uber Eats, just not the same here. Yep. Well, America's nothing if not driven by consumerism. And what's more consumer than, paying a restaurant to make food for you, and then paying a delivery service to bring it to you, and then throwing away all the packaging that was involved. Yeah. It's just definitely not in the American culture to do like routine grocery shopping. Luckily, there are services now that deliver groceries, so I'm happy about that. Ones that aren't even owned by Amazon. Subscribe on Twitch today. All right, I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I don't know. I'll figure it out from there. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. Probably Witcher. Might dip into Avengers and see what the patch is like. Maybe spend a couple hours on post game. Post game is not good, but maybe it's better now. We'll see. All right, I'll see you guys soon. 10 to 15 minutes while I go get pretty for you, and we'll keep gaming. See you then.